challenges in modern history, and one that really exposed global inequalities in terms of vaccine distribution. I know you spoke passionately about that, but also in terms of subsequent consequences. We see how the pandemic has increased existing economic imbalances, and also we've seen it affect the field of education, with many children dropping out of education or being forced into labor or early marriage, and now comes the challenge of being able to reach those children. So let me ask you, health is your expertise, along with education, a critical part of the SDGs. What actions need to be taken to improve connections between health and everything else?
Thank you very much. I would like to join others also in thanking Her Highness for your leadership. Shukran jazilan. I think if this COVID has taught us anything, it's the centrality of health. When health is at risk, everything is at risk. We have seen, during COVID, health crisis becoming an economic crisis, a social crisis, a political crisis, and the whole world was taken hostage. And you have already said it, all the impacts that follows. So the centrality of health now, because of COVID, I think everybody is understanding it. And in order to address health, especially with regard to SDGs, I think understanding its centrality is important. Because if you take, for instance, talk about promoting health, the health sector alone cannot do it. Because if you want to promote health or lead a healthy lifestyle, you have to address the food we eat, the environment we live in, or the other factors, could be commercial factors, social determinants, and so on. So it actually brings almost all sectors, or it touches all sectors. And to lead a healthy lifestyle, whether it's an individual level, family, or community level, I think all the sectors should work towards health. And that's why we have been saying really to make progress on health, the whole of government and whole of society approach is very important. Because without the interplay of all the sectors, we cannot promote health. And for all of us, I think it's very clear that instead of disease management, managing disease, keeping people healthy is the most important, and addressing the root causes. If we're going to address the root causes, that's why I said all that is actually distributed almost all over the sectors, and addressing the root causes in each sector will help us. If we take, for instance, education, Her Highness is very committed to this. Investing in education, if you take, for instance, in family planning, is a strategic investment, actually. Instead of convincing families to take contraceptives, if you invest in education, it's actually the education itself, which is a strategic contraception. Because when people are more educated, not only they understand family planning and what its benefits are, but they can also have the means to do it, because they have the the economic and other standing with education that can help them to do it. And you can link it with the industry, with the Ministry of Industry, or with other sectors, with what progress we make in industry, the progress we make in environment, in climate change. These belong to other sectors. So that's why we say it's central. And in SDGs, the progress is slow, but with the progress that's made in the other sectors, I think the progress in health will also improve. So that's why for this to happen, I think a strong political commitment is important, because the whole of government, whole of society approach will need the attention of a top political leader to implement the whole of government and whole of society approach. So I believe health is in a better situation now because of COVID, a blessing in disguise. Of course, having COVID was not a good thing, but on the other hand, if we learn our lessons, I think it's an important lesson to focus and invest on health and to take health as an investment and not a cost. Thank you.
Some lessons to be learnt in hardship.